Welcome back to another episode of the Childish Grown Up Show. It's your favorite day of the week, your favorite show to watch and listen to. I am one of the hosts, the world class Maurice Hunter III, aka Mochaccino. I am not alone though. I am here with Ash Bash and Mia B. Welcome back, Mia B. How y'all feeling?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired today, but I'm definitely ready to get it going.
Same, I'm right there with Ash. A little tired. It's been a day, but I'm excited to get into this very unexpected movie picks.
I know, right? Yeah, and we gonna call them. We was originally calling like the viewer's choice, but since we actually have a name for our fan base, I said this is the Stoop Kid selection. You know, so we are doing the Stoop Kid selection, and also while we're doing that, this is your chance to get in. I'll remind you at the end of the episode if I don't forget. Y'all can start submitting movies now for our next rotation, which is March Madness, which are predominantly sports movies or at least sports themes tied into the movie. We had a great run last year. We was talking about it in our group text, so I'll remind you at the end of the episode. And of course, it is on Ash, so we can't wait to see what she picks. Um, so we do got one message from one of our Stoop kids. Of course, the most popular one of them all, that's sitting wherever she want to sit in the classroom. She never get kicked out of the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Mama C, she wrote in to our last episode, the Asunder episode. This was a first watch for me. I never heard of it. This movie definitely made me mad at Blair Underwood. Nice episode. We thank you for that, Mama C. Mia B, did you get a chance to watch the movie?
I didn't.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've seen it before, but I didn't get to watch it in preparation because I knew
Yeah.
I had other things going on
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I might watch it tonight. I don't know. Depends on how tired I am once we get off of here. But
Yeah, because we definitely wanted to hear some of your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, because this is if there was any episode where we wanted to hear what Mia thinks,
I was
this
so
was the episode.
sorry that I missed it. I was like, dang.
Yeah, man. I want to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
I knew it was gonna be a mess. So
Yes.
I just wish I could have, but duty called.
Absolutely. Shout out to one of our big cousins, school in the building. He stepped in Mia's stead and did a wonderful job as he always does. And shout out to the whole umbrella, man. Another week in the books, the Culture Garden. We got y'all. Roll, Good Earners, No More Half Measures, So Far Pod, and Who the F Asked You. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything else, but I think that's all of them. But y'all go check out all them shows that we're all connected and a part of. Reach out to us as well if you got a comment about our episode, or if you just want to share a childish grown up moment. You should do that. You can hit us up, childishgrownups3@gmail.com, or y'all can hit us up on the YouTube. With that being said, since you were out, Mia,
yeah,
you got a childish grown up moment for us?
So I've been trying to think of something, and I have something just super duper small because I don't have like a story or anything. Only thing I have is last week I was home all week because my son had the flu. So other than me going, like my Mama C, coming over to sit with him while I, did what I had to do on Tuesday, the only other thing, like, it was just me and the kids at home. And then, so I let my daughter, Jovi, teach me this little TikTok dance. Cause now all of a sudden, no hands is like having a resurgence because the little TikTok people made a little TikTok dance to it. So I let her teach it to me. And I had to have put on a little mirror concert so she know, like, mommy know all the words to this song. I know this song. This ain't new. I know this. But you could teach me the little dance or whatever, but just know this was our thing back in the day.
Was she impressed with your lyrics?
Of course she was. She thinks her mommy's so cool.
Uh,
Oh, that's
I got, I
sweet.
got, I got two questions real quick on that.
Uh-huh.
One, who had the best verse on that No Hands?
Okay.
Or what gets the
I would
party
say
going?
absolutely Wale. But my
Mm,
favorite verse is Roscoe Dash, even though Wale had the better verse.
Mm.
that's not a bad answer. Ash, you got you.
Wale had it, man.
I know
I mean, just his cadence, like he just slid on that
he
joint, like
did. Hey, real
slid.
talk though. Don't sleep on Walker though. Like for real, because soon as they come on, oh, there.
Ow,
You
ow.
know, hey, he gets you started. It's a good intro verse, like but
Yeah.
I think y'all that's the right answer. Like it's clearly Wale, and he hates that verse. That's the craziest thing. He hates it, and he said that's the one that people request the most. Uh,
Mm.
so yeah, but I agree. Like Roscoe is the one that gets you turned out when he hits that whole bologna ham flip. Like, oh, that was good. uh, that's great. Ash, what about you? You got a childish grown up moment?
I'm like,
No.
nothing out of the norm. Me and the husband was wrestling again. We like to tussle. I feel like you tried me, so I gotta show you what I got. I don't know. It was probably we had something fun. Went on a date and came home and like he was talking trash, and then I'm just
Goofing
like,
off.
we changing clothes, getting comfortable, and I'm like, oh, this what you want? So I'm taking socks off, I'm ready, and then I dive on him and like, and he has like a wrestling background, so of course he's pretty strong. But again, as I said before, I am bottom heavy, so you're not just feeling like it's not
Right.
going down that way.
Right.
It's not going down that way. So
Bottom heavy.
very
She said it's heavy.
it's heavy,
It's heavy.
heavy over here. But that's pretty much it. Oh, also today, like I work for a not-for-profit company, obviously, but once a month I have to go to a program, which is like a school, and help play with the kids and stuff. So I went to a program today, and I had a group of the like first and second graders. So I got to like hang out with them. Essentially, I was like the teacher. So, I was like, y'all play games? What y'all be doing? And they're like, oh yeah, we play Fortnite and Roblox. And this kid name was Anthony. I was like, my son's name is Anthony. And then he was like, well, my sister's name is Ashley. I was like,
Whoa. What?
and I was like, Fortnite too. He's like, you play 2K? I'm like, yeah. It was like they was getting into it because they couldn't believe that I was a gamer. I'm like, yeah. They asked me for the gamer tag and everything, but it was a good time. Then when I left early, so I was able to get home at like 5:30, and then they were like, "You leave?" Like they didn't want me to go. You know what I'm saying? So that felt good. Like the kids wanted to kind of still kick it with me. This is my first time at that school,
Mm.
and it's fun.
You got to remember too, like how old kids look at us, like
It
because
does.
how we looked at like parents in their 30s, we thought it was so old. Like they're look, so it's like it's mind blowing. I'd imagine when you told them about that, like.
It was like GTA. I'm like, yep. Yeah.
That's good. Hey, shout out to my brother-in-law, man.
What?
Hey
Hey
man,
man.
y'all living the real life love of basketball over here, like
Hey, listen.
loving wrestling over here.
We get the rumbling, and you
You can
know
hear
what
the
I mean.
music. I like
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what's gonna turn into. Come on now.
be stupid. A
Anyway,
lot of jazz and justice.
listen.
Uh, now, childish grown up moment for me was on the grown up side, but it's childish in the sense of the viewpoint. so,
Crazy work.
so our daughter, her friends spent the night over here, and they're having a good time. You love to see your kids occupied, having a good time, having fun. So, but when you go to bed and you just wake up in the middle of the night, and it's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So I wake up, kind of looking around, try to gather my bearings, and I'm still hearing like laughing and playing around, and I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe they're gonna chill out, bro. This went on for like at least another 15 minutes. So I get up, I get up, walk to the room, not even, no knock, no open the door.
You're,
Literally, just go to bed.
you're so old now. Look,
Bro, I could, and then like when I thought about it, bro, I've still been laughing to myself about this. I said, yo, I'm turning it to my mama. Because I'm like, yo, this is unreasonable time. 3 in the morning, like, like it's one thing I just hang it quietly on the tablet or watch the TV, but like y'all like still laughing and goofing. I'm like, hey, go to bed. Like, so I thought it was so funny in the sense that like we've gotten to that age where it's like we got to monitor that type of thing where it's like, yo, it's extra late, y'all. Like, come on. So, yeah, that's my childish grown up moment. Again, y'all know where to write in. Y'all know where to hit us up. Hey, leave us an Apple review. That'll be quite beneficial. You could definitely be the captain of the Stoop Kids, but I don't know. Mama C's running that right now. So, all right. Well, we back in this thing. Mia's back here today. Ash, the floor is yours.
like how you said captain, and then we got message in a bottle with the boats and the, you know what I mean?
You see, hey man, listen.
See what you do.
You know.
All right. You know? All right, it's time for the flash with Ash. We do have some trivia today, Mia B. You know I gotta bring you back, right?
Oh my goodness.
But it should be pretty easy. I kept it lighthearted. So I think y'all gonna do good as always.
As always.
So first, we're starting with family matters. All right, something simple. What is Harriet Winslow's maiden name?
Girl.
Johnson, Baines, Thomas, or Richards?
I think it's either Thomas or Richards.
Did y'all know Family Matters was a spinoff? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a spinoff.
I had no idea.
What is it? Stranger something? Perfect Strangers or something like that. Yeah.
That helps, in this quest, you guys. Remember.
I don't know.
I remember an episode where their father came in town, and I feel like I heard the last name there, Richards or Thomas. Harriet Thomas, Harriet Richards. I'm going Richards.
Okay.
I
need to hear him again, or y'all good?
You said Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Baines. Mm-hmm.
Richards or
Thomas.
Harriet Richards, Harriet Thomas, Harriet Baines. Child. You know what? I'm going to go with Richards too. Only because I don't know. And if I get it wrong and he get it right, I'm going to be mad. And then
if we wrong together, right?
Exactly.
Well, you're wrong together.
Oh.
It is Baines. Harriet Baines. Bain.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next, we're going to Sister. Now, I know y'all gonna get this. I'll be like, you always say that.
Yeah, I have no faith in this anymore. I lost.
Why did Tia temporarily move out of Ray's house and go live with Lisa? She got into a major argument with Tamara. She was upset about favoritism and feeling like she didn't belong. She wanted more freedom and fewer rules, or she failed a class and didn't want Ray to know.
I think it's the more freedom, fewer rules. I mean, you said she moved in with
Lisa.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously Ray is more strict, but it could have been an argument too. So I don't know. Well, that's what I'm going with. I ain't got much. That's my guess.
So I'm trying to think when this would have occurred because they all lived together in the same house for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
definitely later. like later season for sure.
Yeah.
And Tia moved out. But Tia was Lisa's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You said Tia moved out?
Yep.
And she moved out of Ray's house to go live with Lisa. Okay. Give me the multiple choice one more time.
Hold on, yeah, I'm gonna change my answer.
She got into a major argument with Tamara. She was upset about favoritism and feeling like she didn't belong. She wanted more freedom and fewer rules, or she failed a class and didn't want Ray to know.
I'm gonna go with she got into an argument with Tamara. Only because I don't feel like Tia would ever really care. She was the rule follower. Tamara was kind of the rule breaker.
Right. And then you said that her mom is Lisa. So then why would she move in with Lisa if that's her mom already? So
Because they were all living at Ray's house, remember? For a long time.
Right, but if something, I don't remember everything, but
Mm-hmm.
if they end up going their separate ways, they're having their own place or something like that, then I don't see. Yeah, you said an argument with Tamara. Why she
It's
moved?
either that or favoritism, but I don't think that would be why. I feel like
I'm going with you. I'm riding out with that.
I don't know though. It could have been the only other one it would be favoritism as far as I can remember, but I'm gonna say she got into an argument with Tamara.
Yeah, both going with that one?
Yeah.
It was the favoritism, Mia.
No, oh,
This is where it started. I think it was, I can't remember what season, but yeah, like where she was kind of starting to feel Ray was treating, obviously, Tamara as like his bio, you know what I mean? Like it started getting kind of weird.
So this is probably around the time that they found their biological father. She wanted to meet him, but Tamara didn't. Right. Okay, well, that makes sense. I feel like, okay.
All right. Well, we're going to reel it on in. One of my favorites.
Oh, Lord.
Girlfriends. But this is, I'm not even going to say it. What did Joan do that caused her to lose a major law firm partnership opportunity early in the series? She missed an important client meeting. She spoke honestly instead of supporting the firm's strategy. She refused to work overtime, or she accidentally revealed confidential information. Now, this is Joan, y'all, so come on now.
Okay, I think I remember it. I think I remember this, actually.
It was like that basketball player, that tall black dude that they were representing on that one episode. It was early.
Okay, no, I might be mixing.
It's like, to me, it's two answers. Either it's the reveal confidential information, or it's the spoke the truth against the firm.
I'm gonna go with that one. She spoke honestly against the firm.
Okay.
Joan leaking confidential information, unless she told her girlfriends about it and somehow made it back. But I'm just gonna say she spoke the truth. I'm gonna go with that too.
That is correct.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yes.
Whoop-de-doo.
But look, this is a plus for y'all. Y'all got one right, and y'all got it from the show that y'all don't even be watching. So,
right. Be a face exactly.
Look, I'm glad that y'all are on the board today, and that is all for the Flash or Dash.
Where's the Chris Paul meme? That whole yeah, all right. All right, well, thanks, Ash.
You got it.
All right, y'all. Well, before we go into the time machine, we did talk about 1999 last week, and ironically, we're still in 1999. So with that being said, I wanted to get into some other things that I didn't mention last time before Mia takes us back. So here's some more random things. The Surge soda was still in stores. I don't know if y'all remember that Surge. It was giving that Mountain Dew some competition. You know what I'm saying? I still like Surge. I was rocking out with it. Beanie Babies speculation was serious business. Yeah, I remember the whole Beanie Baby craze. Uh,
Hmm.
People thought flying cars might be next in the 2000s. Like like it is. It's crazy. Like how like now stuff like that is so regular, but it's crazy. Um, we talked a little bit last time about reality TV. Wrestling was mainstream culture. WWF beating WCW in ratings. They finally turned over on that. Uh, Millennium anxiety, which I talked about a little bit last week too, with the Y2K craze. um, Online dating websites were becoming more normalized, which is crazy to think about in 1999. Online dating websites.
I was
Um,
about to say 99. Sheesh.
yeah. NASA lost contact with Mars climate orbiter due to the metric conversion error, which is a wild story. That's a little bit on the science side. There's a little politics stuff I ain't gonna get into. Um, Nissan was near bankruptcy.
Hmm.
Viacom acquired CBS. eBay bought PayPal's predecessor tech, and Pets.com launched during the .com boom. So that's a couple of different. These are kind of the B sides of 1999. The juicy stuff was last week, but that's kind of the B sides. So now it's time for us to step into that time machine. Mia B, let's get it.
All right, we are going back to the year 1999 to talk about the film Message in a Bottle. A woman discovers a tragic love letter in a bottle on a beach and is determined to track down its author. For cast, we have Kevin Costner as Garret, Robin Wright as Theresa, Paul Newman as Dodge, John Savage as Johnny Land, Elena Douglas as Lena, Robbie Coltrane as Charlie, Bethel Leslie as Marta, Tom Aldridge as Hank, and Raphael Sparge as Andy. And this film was released February 12th, 1999.
She's
Mm.
2 days before Valentine's Day, huh? All right. Well, it's time for us to be kind and rewind. I'm gonna throw the ball back in your court, actually, Mia B, because this year. Mama C was a strong voter in this section of our show, and I don't know. I imagine maybe you have a little bit more, or don't, to this. So, what? How do you remember this movie if you've seen it before, and if you don't, what was your experience like this time watching it?
I had never seen this before. This was not a film that she played for me growing up. Apparently, she loves it and she's seen it many times. But I had never seen it before. Not that I recall, and I'm pretty good at recalling movies, but so I'm pretty sure I had never seen this before. So it was a first time watch for me. Um, it was good. I enjoyed it. I have some thoughts that probably shouldn't be funny, but are about the movie.
Hmm.
But all in all, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good unique romance movie.
Okay, Ash.
Yeah, same. This was a press play for me. I've never seen it. Shout out to Kevin Costner. That's my guy. Um, I never seen it. And I don't know how this one slipped by me because you guys know I am a certified lover girl. So I don't know how this one kind of slipped through the cracks there, but I am glad that we were able to review it because I enjoyed it also. Um, and I love the aesthetics of the film, like all the water and it puts you in that nostalgia. Like it just makes me feel like nothing else is going on. You know, adulting is not even a thing. Like it just put me in a good space watching it. And I mean, of course, there are some things that I do have. But overall, yeah, I liked it. I definitely will watch it again for sure.
Trips here. This was a press play as well. Never heard of this. Never seen this movie. As y'all know, and I've expressed at the end of the last episode, I am romanced out, and bruh, sheesh, like get me out of here, bro. I mean it. Like I can't do it no more. I can't take this shit no more. I done tried to be civilized. However, this movie was I was having my like I was going into it and I had to check my bias. I was like, let me check my bias because I don't want to go in not liking the movie because I'm just tired of talking about romance movies. So when I did watch it, again, what I said, the setting of this movie is like a character in itself. Being in North Carolina and just the water, this kind of southern living. I'm a sucker for small town politics, city. You know, I like all of that small town vibe. Like that is, I love that. You know, and there was so much about this movie that felt realistic, as far as the how they were interacting, and it's for me things like that always work in movies like this where there's the subtleties and what they're doing that works. They're not doing the over the top major things. It's all of the little things, and that's what makes this movie work. So I enjoyed this movie as well. It's definitely not a traditional romance movie, but I was glad about it. You know, it's no Asunder, but it's it's a good movie.
Dude, you're wild.
With that being said, so a little bit of our overall discussion. So this is actually based off of a novel. Did y'all know that?
I did not, but it makes sense now that
Yeah. That's
All right, so it was based off the novel from Nicholas Sparks. It was published in '98, which is pretty crazy to like work on a film like right after. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was posted in '98. There's a couple of, you know, book versus the movie things. So in the novel, she's more introspective and emotionally conflicted. Also in the novel, her career and motherhood are more central. So I don't know if these things will come up later for y'all. And her internal guilt over pursuing Garret is stronger in the film versus the book. The journalism aspect is emphasized more in the book, and then her motivations were more romantic and less layered. So I imagine there was probably some justice in the book. A little bit more as far as Garret. His attachment to Catherine is even more intense in the novel, which is crazy because of how intense it is in here. We got more monologue about his inability to move forward in the novel, which probably could have used a little more of that, but it was fine. His emotional paralysis feels heavier in the book, but in the film, his grief is present but more streamlined, and the movie leans visually romantic rather than psychologically heavy. And then there's a little bit on the ending, and I'll bring that up later when we get to that section. So those are kind of so the tonal differences between the two, because I just think we need it, is the novel is more meditative, slower, and emotionally interior, and the film was more sweeping, cinematic, romantic melodrama. Which, you know, so just for those, if y'all curious and y'all want to go and read the book that came out in '98, you know. So, question. There's a romance movie we did last year. And let's see how intelligent my two co-hosts are. What movie am I thinking about when you watch this movie? What did it remind you of?
romantic.
We reviewed it last year.
The Notebook. Is that what you're talking about?
Notebook. Now, from afar, you would be like, "Oh, well, no, that's more of a time period piece versus this." But there were so much similarities in the parent involvement, the distance between the two, the kind of boat versus building the house. There was a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, this came out before, but there was just a lot of similarities that I had noticed watching this film. Um, did y'all notice that at all, or did that even connect that when y'all were watching it at all?
Um,
No,
not
not really.
Hmm.
It didn't really connect. Yeah, I didn't even think about the Notebook,
Hmm.
but I like the boat and the house similarity there. But
Remember the father on the Notebook, and then the father on this movie.
hmm
Yeah. Like, okay, of course, going away, coming back together for some sad time. You know, it's got some pieces there. I feel like the Notebook may have connected with this. Whoever wrote it probably connected with this, and obviously did their own thing.
hmm
But I think that's kind of it. I don't have a whole lot unless y'all want to speak to Kevin Costner. I like him, but I don't know a lot of his filmography. But I don't know if y'all have anything y'all want to say about Kevin Costner.
I love Kevin Costner. He does play the same kind of stoic person in all of his films. Like I feel like he's got he's kind of typecast in a way. Like if you've ever seen The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston, which was
Hmm.
probably his most famous popular film. He was, stoic, serious bodyguard, uh typically getting those layers peeled back when he meets a woman who. But I think he did a great job. I do think I hate to say this, but I do think you kind of could have put a lot of different actors in this role and it would have still worked. Um I think, and I wrote it in my notes because I had to write my notes in paper this go around. I think that
One would say you were trying to make your own message in a bottle, huh?
oh goodness gracious. I think that um what's her name? Robin Wright. She acted her ass off in this movie. I think she did. She kind of carried this for me.
That's a
And
fact. That's a fact.
hmm
I don't know that I think Kevin Costner does intense emotions as well as certain other actors. I think he's he's just got that strong silent type situation
We're
going on.
definitely Gary Cooper over here.
Oh, I was
W-
like, who could have been
Yeah, I'm
Gary?
pulling up some actors here because Mia, you pose a great point, and I think that's a good place to like really start the conversation. Because I think this, and I don't know how y'all notes are written, but this, I think we can kind of float it a little bit, unless y'all
I
just got it
agree.
broken in scenes, just because it's like different sections of it. But I'm trying to think. Well, first I asked, do y'all think this could have worked with a black male lead?
And the woman still being,
Hmm.
uh, I mean, I think we can do anything. Let's keep it. If I'm keeping it a being,
I mean,
but
yeah, but I'm saying like in the sense of this type of story of like obviously the
yeah, I think it could have worked, but I wouldn't have wanted to see that.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be already unbelievable as at that time of a black interracial situation then, but even more with the like message in the bottle part. It's like, okay, y'all really in fantasy land. uh,
But
what do
you
you
were
think?
gonna say who? Oh,
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm just
I think
all
in
right.
99, who
So
was been in 99, who was of a certain age, because they got to be middle, like in their 30s already in the 90s. So nobody who was too young.
yeah, that's true. So I was about to go all the way left. I ain't gonna go there. Um, how do y'all think Nicolas Cage would have did? I know that's random, but
They kind of have a similar tone of
similar
voice.
tone.
mhm.
Okay. What about Tom Hanks?
I think Tom would have pulled that emotion better for sure. Um, my thing is, it's kind of like, and it's surrounded by grief and healing. Like it's a whole different message for the message in the bottle, right?
Yeah,
But
it's a good point.
it's still kind of a thing too. Like I would want the guy to be, other than his words, like some type of attraction there. And that's just my personal, from my personal lens. Like they gotta have something going on.
Kev ain't never,
So
he don't really scratch
no,
that
but
it.
like Kev, I think Kev was cool. Like he's an average
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
dude.
probably like an
Like,
average, like,
like
yeah.
like when he went to her house and asked her like to make the steak, like it looked like he combed his hair. He kind of spruced it up a little bit. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
the eyes was like popping, and
Yeah,
so he had a little something, something
little
there.
something,
But
something
like,
there. Okay.
it got to be something to make me kind of draw me in. Um,
Well, when you say that, here's the tricky part of how Mia led it with this movie. It's unbelievable, and I don't think I have this in the later section, but it's unbelievable that this is the same guy that wrote the things. It comes off as if they had Kevin Costner. Here's your role. He's a grieving widower, or whatever the term is properly. He's grieving, and that's how you're carrying it. But you're trying to open up, but you're stuck kind of in this phase. And it's like y'all didn't reveal what the letters would say to him, because to me it doesn't feel like he would have wrote those. Like he doesn't do anything in here that moderately feels deep to me, in the sense of this is the same person that wrote those messages in the bottle. I didn't have it as a deep issue, but it was just something like I'm looking for this moment of expression. So it's like, oh, okay, that connects. Like, cause her whole attraction to him was obviously the love and romance, but it's the honesty. That's what she
the
connected with,
vulnerability.
and he is honest. You know what I'm saying? Nothing taking that away from that, but it just don't feel like this is the same person that would be that courageous to write this, put it on the sea, and that's where I'm like, I don't know if it's the way he played it. I don't know if it's a casting thing, because it's like would Brad Pitt do differently? Would Leonardo DiCaprio do differently? It just makes you wonder, like all of these other lead men who would have kind of, because that's like a layer that's missing to me. Like doesn't make them.
Leonardo, he
Yeah, and
had to have
Leonardo,
that.
this is like Titanic era, right?
Mm.
And
So what'd you say, man?
he would have been way too young at this point.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Um, but maybe, I mean, yeah, but so there's a lot of actors that I could name here, but yeah. Okay, so where do y'all want to go with? Y'all want to go with the introduction of like this whole concept of message in a bottle, or y'all want to get to the relationship, like the whole everything with that, or where y'all want to go?
I want to talk about Theresa
Okay.
because I think it's just really interesting how we're even introduced to her character. Like we see, obviously, she is a single woman, single mother, and we see her dropping her son off, to his dad who has a new family. He has this woman, they have a new baby. They seem cordial, like everything is everything. Like there's no beef or anything. She hands her son over really quick, easily. And then she's like, I'm going to the Cape. And when she gets there and she's talking to the lady there, you see she doesn't have really any interest in meeting anybody. She's just you get this sense that she's kind of a loner or like closed off in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't know, I don't want to like go too far, but when she finds the message in the bottle and she reads it and she's reading it to everybody, you see she goes back to work early because she's she's found this. And I think what I took from it, which is something that I'll say in a later section as well, she's kind of the type of person, she gives like a hopeless romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Very introspective. She doesn't want to meet anybody, but she has these internal ideas about romance and love and these ideals that probably feel impossible to meet, which is why she romanticizes the letter so much.
Mm-hmm. You know, well, Ash, go ahead. What was you? I'll let you go. I'll come after that.
I think me hit on the nose. That was a great observation. Like out the gate, I already knew. I'm like, she's in love with this dude just off the words. Like you said, it seemed like she was emotionally closed off, and then like once she saw that letter, it kind of like reawakened something in her, like that she buried too. Like, you're divorced and you just seem closed off. You're not interested in love anymore, and then you find this letter, and now you're kind of like drawn to it. Like, oh, maybe a guy can be this vulnerable and really be this honest and raw. I gotta meet who it is. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that. Just like Mia said, she did seem very like just like love wasn't gonna find her anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Theresa, this is why, like you had said, Mia, as far as her carrying the movie, she feels fleshed out so much. Like, you know what I mean? She's not she is like a hopeful romantic, but she still feels four-dimensional. She still feels like she lives in reality. Like, I do have a son. Hey, I gotta get back to work. I gotta, she does. Like, it's just the way that she played it and carried it was so perfect. Her getting this and like, it, when we get the big reveal later about how much honesty means to her and then how much it hurt her to not be honest, it's a beautiful thing. But it also is like that, like, because his words were, and I'm a man speaking, so it might have resonated differently for y'all as women, but his words weren't so deep as they were honest and straight to the point. And I think honesty was an attraction for her just in that initial, like that, just seeing like, wow, because, she had been lied to in her previous relationship. And, so I really do like that aspect of it. I think I don't really like the message in a bottle thing, but that's the name of the movie, and that's kind of where, in my mind, that's a little bit of a movie magic kind of coming from the novel. But if they'd done this movie differently, it would probably been like a cell phone or something with messages, or they would have did it a little bit more rooted in reality. But it didn't hurt the movie for me. I just didn't like it.
I love it. I think it's so romantic because, like, it is a thing that people do or have done, and it's really cool. Like, because I've
Go ahead.
movies where that was a thing. It wasn't the central point of the movie, but I've seen, movies where people find, messages in a bottle. And I think it's really sweet because it's something that you really have to be in the right place at the right time to find something like that. It's just such a one of those extraordinary experiences that very few people get to have, which is why I think it was such a big deal.
Mm.
I do have a question too, because when I thought about the title, I was thinking like, oh, maybe they're gonna be sending each other messages. Again, never seen it, so I just didn't know what to expect with that. So my question is, so did Theresa find one letter, and then like other people had found it and turned it in, or did she only found one herself, right?
Right.
Which was that? Okay, I just wanted to get clarity on that.
And that's kind of the thing with messages in a bottle. You put it in the ocean and you just don't know where it's going to end up. Like, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
It can end up anywhere. But I guess that does kind of present another problem with continuity. Because how realistic is it that everyone else who found them
are in the same town?
Like, would know to send it, to her.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I missed something and she like sent out an expose to nationally, but
Right? Didn't they put something in the paper or?
Well, yeah, because she worked for a newspaper, but I don't think it was a national newspaper.
Right.
Okay.
Well, she's in Chicago, right?
Yeah, she's in Chicago.
And he's in North Carolina, so like that is kind of like, this ain't New York Times, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a little like again, it's a little movie magic. Like clearly, those moments is like, you know, straight out the
He could
novel.
have been in Seattle or something like. It was given Seattle. I didn't.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is this was actually shot in Maine,
Mm,
even even though it's supposed to be North Carolina, which I
yeah, I'm
don't.
not getting North Carolina at all.
Yeah, but I wasn't tripping back. I didn't know where it was. Like, Seattle's pretty good, but I didn't know where it was. I think they wasn't probably putting a heavy focus on it. I think it was just kind of put country boy, city girl type of thing, which is obviously kind of similar to what I was saying with the Notebook. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so Theresa makes the decision once the papers come in. The homegirl is pushing, at the job, pushing the issue, and sidebar, what do y'all think the relationship is with her and the boss? Like she says she's known him for so long, but I didn't quite get the dynamic of were they friends, family? I didn't.
I had a question about that too.
They know each other, obviously, like, but I just didn't get the connection of like, did he want her secretly type
That's
thing? And
that's what it was giving me. It was given like they've known each other for a long time, and he's always secretly kind of been pining for her.
mhm,
That's what I took from it. And I was really
probably,
gonna ask you guys what you thought about that.
It was definitely weird. I didn't know what was going on. Like, bro, I couldn't really gauge. I'm like, are you like either like you said, are you romantically into her and you know it's nothing there, or like is she gonna take your job if her stories are too like I just didn't know
hmm
what it was there, like
hmm
one of the two. Like
Because at first it just comes off like he's protective because he's her friend. Like they're friends, he's protective. But then, like later on, after she like has met Garrett and spent time with them, everybody knows they're in love with each other. And like he says something about how lucky Garrett is.
mhm.
And the way he looked at her and the way she kind of looked at him as he was walking away, it gave like, oh shoot, maybe he was in love with her this whole time and just never said anything. And that's why he was kind of like didn't want her to go meet Garrett.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, kind of like blocking a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like my thing is, it's like if you are interested and you realize she's divorced, your whole approach needs to change. Like that was my thing. I was like, if that's it's just like you're still doing the friend jabbing thing, which is cool, but you know, then when you try to insert flirtatious moments, it's overlooked by the jabs. Because I mean, you never know if he came with his game correct. She's divorced, maybe, and he's been there. Maybe he might be teddy bear vibes. You never know. Like I'm not of that culture, but as Mia said, there's a market for it. There's a market.
Listen,
Hey, hate it or love it, there's a market
it's
for it.
for Teresa's market. Okay, like there's just no, it's not giving.
I don't think she was seeing him that way. I think that,
Yeah,
Zero fun, sir.
zero fun stuff. Uh, but yeah, but anyway, so she. So what do y'all think about her when she pulls up on Garrett? And they do a great job of the slow reveal. Like, are you Garrett? Kind of like, are you Garrett? Are you Garrett? Until she finally realizes, okay, this is Garrett, and that's a great job. Just great job from like the directors. Um, but what do y'all think about all of this that's going on? Like hanging out, having conversations, not revealing, um, like why she's here at all. Like, and what do y'all think would have been the perfect time to reveal it?
immediately. She should have told him as soon as she got there, hey, I found these messages. I was trying to do a story on, the author of these letters that I found. Um, and I did some research and I traced it back here. Now, would he have probably been like, hey, overstep publishing my letter, but it would have been taken a lot better than wait a minute now. I done traveled from North Carolina to Chicago. I'm all up in the bed. I done brought your son Hot Wheels. And now all of a sudden I'm finding my letters
Right. He just
2 years
I,
ago.
every scene that they were in, I was just hoping that this is the scene that she's gonna do. You're dragging it too crazy, and he's being vulnerable with you, and y'all drinking wine, and it's getting, you know what I mean? Like it's getting emotionally like intense, and like, dude, you should have. Like I think if because like the moment she decided to still go on the boat when he's like, I'm still gonna sell her this morning or whatever, because she saw him fighting in the diner.
That part.
You should have told him right then and there. So she definitely dragged it.
They did the classic like movie trope that they do when
Yeah.
about to say it
Uh-huh.
at something and she just doesn't say it, and it's always like, you still should have said it.
Yeah. Yep. That's how they did it. That's definitely how they did it. I'm with Ash. Like when she got on the boat anyway, after, because you already caught him when you caught him slipping already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been the perfect time. They were getting personal. If not that, definitely the night when they was drinking wine and she started telling about her husband, cheating. I definitely feel like that was an opportunity to do that there.
Because at this point, you guys are establishing like there's something about each other that you know there's some trust here. Like I feel comfortable telling you, you know, my business. So
Right. And and that's why I said it was so realistic, like how they would joke with each other, how they both would be straight honest about like I don't usually do this, I don't do this either. Like all of that was just brilliant because it felt like it, and these actors played it so perfectly to me. Where it's like, no, the way it's as if like they do it so well, it's as if a camera's not there. You really believe that these people are in love, like, or they're gonna be in love. Like you don't even think this is a movie, and that's what they really do well. And him trying to get his hair, trying to get his hair cut a little bit, trying to get his drip together real quick, for pulling up on her, and and I like her too because like she's clearly like nice looking, but she's not that type of woman. Like she's she has, that's why I felt like she just felt so realistic because she was just so down to earth, so
it's chill, yeah.
chill, because she's a single mother, and she takes her job serious, career woman. Came all the way out here to get to know him, meeting him. And do y'all think she came out there to like date him or fall in love or anything like that?
I do.
What makes y'all say that?
I knew she was in love when she read the letters. Like her reaction, this wasn't a research paper. Like you were trying to make that the front so you can get out there on your PTO, right? So you can get your week of PTO and you be paid. But this was definitely for dating purposes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I gotta meet this man. Let me find out who Catherine is first, right? See what's going on there.
There was never a doubt. From the moment the way she was reading the letter, the way she read the second letter, and she's like, when they found him, she's like, I have to go. Like, I want to go. Like, you can't stop me. Are you going to stop me? And it was kind of like, even the way she approached it once she got there, it never gave research for my job. It gave, I need to find who wrote these letters so I can, and even, Charlie clocked it. He knew what type of time she was on too. Like it was obvious that she felt a connection emotionally to the letters that was beyond work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's kind of somewhere in the middle. I think that there obviously was a general interest in who he is. And I got to know this man because I fell for his words, but I don't think it was like I'm coming to like try to date this guy, try to slay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
I mean, she was gonna keep it PG for sure. Like, you can't just come out there like, are you single? You know what I mean? Like, you definitely gotta kind of like fill it out. Then once you see him and you think he's hot, that's intensifying how you already feel about the words on the paper. Now I
Mm-hmm.
see the human that wrote the words on the paper, and you know, I'm attracted to you. So it's like, oh, I got the emotional and the physical. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know what time it is. You get both of those.
Yeah. So just to kind of put it in a nutshell before we get kind of to the Chicago part, like they go on that boat ride after he gets in a fight with his brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, or whatever. They had that conversation, you know. Then she comes over for wine, and you know she ends up, you know, being honest with him and him as well, and you know she wants to sleep in the bed with him, just you know, pure chill, like just I just want to sleep in the bed with you. And then we start getting a montage of them hanging out on the boat. They sleeping on the boat. You know, they're now we're getting all that. They're throwing marshmallows at each other. Um, what do y'all think about it? I mean, of course, the father, um,
Dodge.
yeah, Dodge, the MVP, you know, Dodge, you know, had to talk to her because before she was getting ready to go, she was all up in Catherine's, you know, art and paint and moving and kind of moving stuff. And she ended up going on a walk with him, and Dodge pretty much had to put her own game on what's going on. And we figured out like what happened to Catherine. I think it was like a bad pregnancy, which is
What it looked like,
Unclear to me. That's the part I
it,
was gonna ask y'all.
it looked like she was like, I don't know. It was unclear to me too. They said she was sick. He said it was pregnancy related, but then like later we see Garret, she was like out in the wind and rain. Like, so I don't know if she had like, because you know these things were not discussed and a lot of people still don't even know what some of these things are. I didn't know if she had like um I think it's perinatal depression, where you know you're depressed while you're pregnant and it's not after.
it's like it's like partum, present partum.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
or if she like really was just sick, like it could have been anemia, it could have been any number of things. They didn't make it very clear what she actually died from.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, I didn't really like that. But uh, what were you asking though, bro? I'm sorry.
oh, just everything as far as that part, you
Oh,
know, that section of the movie where they're in North Carolina before she decides to go, where she has to go back to Chicago and live her life.
yeah, it was nice, and she was out there at least a week, right?
All right,
She,
that's safe to assume.
and I like how she was kind of making him open up in a sense, like even with the steak when he came over, and he was like, he makes the perfect steak, and she was like, oh, okay, that's cool, you know what I mean? And then he was like, I would like to make you one, like, you know, she kind of like making him like
Hmm.
he was just making statements, and she kind of had this way about like
Yeah, she
tying
did.
it
Yeah, that's a good
into,
point.
okay, so what are you really saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I like that. I like
but see that's what I'm getting at. Is that's why it's not believable. Is this is the same person writing the letters? This is why, because those moments he's playing the strong silent type, but the letters don't give the same vibe.
I
But
have
remember, he hasn't been with a woman in,
2 years at least.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
nothing.
right, but even when he's starting to get in his bag, it still don't it still don't feel like this is the same person. Like I just hey, that's just a part of the movie where it's like I don't know if it's a casting or it's a like directing thing, but like I just don't make that connection. Like I don't believe Garrett wrote like this version of Garrett would have wrote those.
But think about it like this though. Sometimes people who can't express themselves verbally are really
Mhm.
good writers. They express themselves very well on paper, but
Hmm.
they're not so good in physical form.
That's true.
It's a
That's
good
true.
point.
That's a good point. That's a great point. You're right because people there's a lot of people like that actually.
Hmm.
Next, so he ends up going to Chicago. Like, look, I gotta go. I gotta go see what's up, see what's happening. The dad is like, you know, taking him over to he's gonna catch a A greyhound.
That was yeah.
I'm like, boy, real country boy. You know what I'm saying? He gonna catch a
Oh
greyhound.
wait, no.
Yeah.
He had a plane ticket.
Oh,
He
so
had
the oh,
he
that was
was
gonna take
taking
him to the airport.
the only reason I remembered is because I remember Dodge saying you left your plane ticket on the seat. Like he was like, you ain't going nowhere without this plane ticket. And so, because I thought at first that he was taking the bus, and I was like, he's taking a bus. But then Dodge said, you left your plane ticket.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, right. You're right. But he makes it. He makes it to the Shy, and he meets her son, and they have that dinner, and then the whole chocolate thing. She don't like These are the moments that makes the movie feel real. It's like it's just little subtle stuff written like that, where it's like she don't like chocolate. Like that's just random, but like there he switches the gifts, being funny, and pulls up to the job, with her son, and things are going well, and I don't know about y'all. Did y'all think that somebody was going to reveal at the job?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did.
I was sitting there like, that's why I said that they did a good job in '99 to like hold, like they held on for the big reveal in a good sense. But she ends up, dropping the son, or the father ends up picking up the son, and now they're finally going to be able to have some time alone. Uh, and real interesting scene. Like she's like pretty much.
Why you laughing?
What?
Because it was so realistic. Like it's just like how they do it. Like they're excited about it, but they're chilling. They're working towards it, and like pretty much she was about to get ready to go freshen up and everything, and like he's giving that eye, and she's giving that eye, and she's like, hey, I gotta do this first, and then it's like, hey, look, I sees this and I won't just. You know, he'll let it marinate it all. Like I came all the way to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And they do their thing, and then they're out there, they're laying in a bed, they're counting the seconds between storms and all of this. And then of course we get the big shift in the plot. What did y'all gather from this whole Chicago experience of Garret coming to see Theresa in Chicago, and all the way up into obviously the big shift of the plot when he finds out?
Go ahead, man.
Well, I ain't never seen nobody get dressed so fast because she was in the shower. She came out, he had his bag packed and his clothes and shoes on. Everything was on. But I loved his dynamic with her son. I love a movie that doesn't portray the kid as a jerk, because I feel like a lot of the times
Yes.
you get like a single mother who's dating somebody, the kid, like they have to win the kid over, and he was just real cool. Like,
Yeah.
and I love that. It kind of reminds me of like how Stella got her groove back, and her
Mhm.
son was just chill. Like it wasn't any, I'm gonna give him a hard time.
Unlike Trent from Big Mama's house.
Right, like just chill. Um, I loved it, and like Mo was saying before, that these characters just feel really lived in, like very realistic
Hmm.
people. Like the chocolate thing, I thought that was so cute when he
Yeah.
just, okay, you don't like chocolates, well here, and like and she's like, oh, that's what I really wanted. It was just like real, just cute, lived in conversations that flowed. It was just very, it didn't seem so scripty.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, him going to the job, I definitely thought they was about to blow up her spot, and you could tell she was worried, like, don't nobody, everybody. And that moment when she comes out of the shower and she sees him holding the bottle, you could see the panic in her face, like, oh shit. Wait. Let me explain. But it's just, and when she was explaining to him in the street while it's raining and he's trying to get away, you really believe every word she said. Like she's very, very believable
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
performance. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was such an honesty where she's like, I fell in love with you as soon as I read the letter. I just didn't know, like, it was just,
Mm-hmm.
I loved all of it. And then, of course, him reading Catherine's letter to him. That was that tugged at the heartstrings very much.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, that was great. Me, I'm just following the story. It feel like I'm watching it again.
So,
Like it's just such a good movie. It's
it is.
like you said, it's just so natural. It's just like me and Tyler, we watched it together, and he enjoyed it just as much as me. It was his first time too. It just felt. I mean, we talking to the TV and like
Mhm.
the vulnerability and like the realness, the rawness.
Yeah.
Said she a parent, she still got a job, like she got to go do what she got to do in Chicago, and um.
I
But
mean,
when I saw him,
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
but yeah, when I saw him walk into the office, I was like, oh my god, what is he doing here? Why are you here? I wanted to surprise you, bro. Do not. I just knew it was over for her. She was so nervous. And then the little secretary lady or whoever that was came and said, "What a babe!" Left a little note. You know what I mean? So everybody knew, like, oh, this is the guy. You know what I mean? And she might have kept it under wraps a little bit though, like that she was dating Garret. Not that she had to, but like, you went out there for like research purposes. You did come back and say there's nothing there, whatever. But you ain't really say you finna be like this your man. So I was just like, maybe she could have
Man.
held it down a little bit. But yeah, then they, what was her son's name? I don't remember.
Jason.
Jason. So yeah, when he goes with his pops, and then they get the crib to themselves, and
Mhm.
Garrett's not so shy in this moment. He's not so the
Yeah.
boy's ready to get down, and he showed initiative in that
Is that
moment. So
if
I'm like,
if I
okay.
mess with you right after,
Hey, listen, you heard what the boy said.
hey,
Ain't no
straight
Mike.
refrigerator action.
Listen, Wesley is the
Shout out to
king.
Wesley, man. Shout out to Wesley, dude.
Hey, listen. But yeah, like she trying to go freshen up, and he like, I don't even have time for it. Like,
Hmm.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great
He a
scene. Like
country boy, like he a country boy, like you know what I mean?
it was a nice build up.
Hmm.
And then I love the scene in the rain, like Mia said. Like, she just I like that he came back, you know what I mean? And they kind of talked about it, even though he still was mad and everything like that. But I just like that. I like when two adults can just have a conversation.
Hmm.
It may not be an easy conversation, especially if you've had, you have feelings for each other, you're in love, things like that. Like we should be able to have a conversation. Now again, you do need your break sometimes. Like, hey, need a moment. But I like when two adults can just come together and talk
Hmm.
it out.
And it's amazing. It's like, bro, this is a showcase of love. She just got out the shower, has the robe on,
Yes.
and she walked out with you in the rain.
Hmm.
Like I just dried up. Like she's gonna be a raisin or a prune when this is over with. You know what I mean? That's real love. Like she's fully like, and it's like, bro, I really got to get this off like that. And that speaks to like the newness of love in a relationship where you go to these extremes, which is amazing. And it's definitely nostalgic when you think about it. If anybody's been in a relationship for a long time, these extremes that you go through because y'all are trying to make a point. Y'all trying to figure out how to conclude this in the right way. And so I really appreciated that because typically these movies use the in the rain scenes as
Hmm.
cliches, but they used it. I feel like it was used a little better than most films in this moment because I didn't look at it like, oh, here we go with the rain scene more so. And I'm like, yo, this is pretty authentic in the sense that she already feels bad about the whole thing. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you just walk out my life without making my point, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and so I really like that. But I will tell you, I felt Garrett 100%. Like,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
he's like, bro, I ain't trying to, like, I'm confessing my love, and I wrote these in, and there's a little bit of piece of it where it's like, bro, what did you think would happen when you threw these in the water and people would find them? So there's a little bit of that I'll take that away from it, but overall, you hiding your intentions, throwing rocks and hiding your hands, so to speak, I would be a little upset. It's like, yo, what is this? Like like this is a game to you? Like I'm a joke? Like
Hmm.
you're doing research on me? You know what I mean? Like I would be confused too. Like what is this? Like so it's a tough situation. Like this is a reveal that I understand sometimes, and I was back and forth because I was like, yeah, but like if you already love her, what difference does it make? That's one side of my thinking. But then my other side was just like, when you find out this piece and this huge piece of this person's not who you thought they were, that hurt. Like that hurts tremendously. It's like, damn. But I thought we were like everything was, like it's real.
And it's like you knew things about me that I didn't tell you before and you didn't tell me that. So it's kind of, I hate to use this word, but it kind of feels predatory in a way.
Yes, yes.
Now, you knew these things about me. You read some of my innermost thoughts and feelings, and you use that to your advantage to get to know me. And I didn't even know that you knew these things about me. So it almost feels like you took choices away from me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pursued me without giving me the full story. And that's deceptive. It's really deceptive.
It is. It is. It
You
really is.
cheated in a sense. You cheated. You cheated the process.
You cheated the
You
process.
definitely cheated the process.
This ain't hi, I'm Theresa and hi, I'm Garret. Like, you know a lot, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So once they go through like the letter that she wrote him, and we kind of get the reveal of Catherine. He goes about his business, and so does she, and she's pretty broken up about it. But he decides he's going to finish fixing the boat. And then also he ended up giving the pictures back to Catherine's family, and the mother. I don't know what the hesitation was or resistance was about it. But he leaves on the porch, and obviously her brother noticed it, and he ends up helping with the boat and everything. And he sends, like I said, sends the pictures to her, and then eventually she comes out to see the boat. She come back to North Carolina to see the boat, and the boat is named Catherine.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. Don't
Sorry.
don't worry. Don't worry. Because there's so much to say about this. We can section this, and then the last section pretty much is obviously the loss. So, what do y'all want to say? Because it's like, bruh.
Ooh, I have thought.
Please do. Go for it.
This is what I mean when I said I have thoughts that are funny, but they shouldn't be funny. But okay. First of all, she goes back, and the boat's named Catherine. Listen. I'm about to take this gift, and I'm about to go back, and I'm gonna just wait for you at the crib, because I'm about sick and tired of Catherine.
Hey, for real though.
No. Oh my God.
Like, knock it off, bro.
Like, at this point,
listen, y'all two have already had the most vulnerable of moments with one another, and you're still on Catherine, bro. All right, bro.
You didn't need all of this.
Like I said, bro. Like when you start
boat from the ground up, and
like, listen, bro. You brought honey buns into the situation, and the honey buns wasn't enough. It's like, all right, bro. Stop dealing with this man. Like, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
You are not ready to love. It's very clear. Hey, wasting my time.
Bro.
At this point, I'm going back home.
Pack him up. Cause bruh. Talking about, I see you there.
Her out there. Was it Pops? Was it Doc? Come out there.
I think it was him when he wrote the little letter
on the back of on the photograph, yeah.
But it's like, why did you invite me out here?
Like, you didn't do this in honor of me. Like, I finished the boat because of you. You did this because you had the letter that that somebody sent me. So now you're like, like, bruh.
Oh, my stomach hurt.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
This is nuts, bro. This is nuts. But you know what? She had this coming. I'm sorry. She had it coming. It's like, okay, I know he didn't do it for the intent, but like you researched me and kind of finessed me a little, like, and now I finesse you. Come out here and see this Catherine boat. She had it coming. I'm sorry. Like, a spade is a spade at this moment. Like, but bro, let it go. You gotta let it go.
Have to let go.
Which brings me to my next point.
Oh, yeah,
Had you let it go, had you let it go, your ass would be alive right now. But just no.
Okay, well then let's get into that because I want to know what you mean a little bit more. So, well, before that, real quick, the dad and him have this like final conversation, of like the dad is going hard about it, you know, and we get some little bit of revealing information. What do you think where's he coming from with his stance? Dodge, where do y'all think he's coming from? They didn't say it, but I think we could piece together where it's coming from.
Do you mean like as far as him?
Like like pushing hard for Garret to like go get this woman. Like, you know, he's been very active in this Theresa and Garret situationship.
I think he just wants his son to find some happiness and move on. Like, I think he's like, listen, we all loved her, but she's gone. She's been gone for 2 years. You're living in this shrine. Like, you had this woman who I saw bring you some happiness, and now you're gonna let her go. What are you gonna do? Like, what? Like, come on.
Yeah. I agree, because at first I was like, dang, Pops is going hard. Every scene he on his ass. And I know it's love in there. It's like, you're my boy, like he said. It's like, you are my business. But it's like it's like Garret, you want to stay living in your grief, and it's like you can't. You have to move on. And like it's so much life left. Well, I mean, we saw how it ended, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, he
yeah,
has so much. You know, again, love is out there for you again. Friendships, meeting new people, traveling.
possibilities.
Yeah, endless. But he's just wallowing in his grief. So,
I think Dodge was looking at his son, and there's a certain I felt, and this is my interpretation, there's a certain level of envy because the way I looked at it, we didn't get a lot of information about Garrett's mom, but we do know that Dodge had a drinking problem. So we know one of two things happened: the mom left him because of this problem, or the mom passed while he still was in this problem. So I think he looked at his sons like, bro, you actually had a good thing. You had your head on straight. You did everything you needed to do with Catherine. You've kept it up, and you had a wonderful marriage. And then obviously, you know, Catherine dies, and you now have a second chance to be loved again. A lot of people don't get a second chance to be loved this way. And now you got another great woman. I like Catherine, and I like her too. And he's like, bro, you're gonna mess this up. I'm too old now. I don't have the opportunity no more to find my person again. I messed that up, and I'm telling you not to. That was the undertone vibe that I got from Dodge. It's like they didn't say it, but I think they gave just enough nuggets to make me kind of piece together. Okay, he's looking at his son because his son, he jab at him because his son is better than him, which obviously we want our kids to be better than us. And so, which brings us to like our last scene.
Oy, oy, oy.
So he sees his son selling off. You know, that's what makes it tough. And you know, he's going about he's taking the Catherine out on the sea, and we see a family. we see a family out there, and they're going through it. You know, and he saves two of them, but doesn't save the mom. And you know, eventually the news gets back to Theresa from Dodge, and they pretty much grieve over this. And yeah, that's kind of where the movie ends. What do y'all want to say about all this?
Ash, please go first because I have something to say.
Well, I liked the movie up until this point. That shit made me mad. First of all, we didn't even test run the Catherine before just deciding to sell out to get like let's you just built it, right? Let's do some trial runs with the Catherine, like before we head out there, right? And then so we're getting out there. I mean, it's swag surfing out there, like it's leaning heavy, right? Heavy rain, heavy tides. And then you see the boat with the family of three. And you're trying to help them out, right? So what kind of look at this? She ready. What really made me mad because he threw the thing out, right? And it was the pops and was it a daughter, right?
It was a little crazy.
So I'm kind of mad at the pops, low key. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Facts.
Because are you freaking kidding me? Like once we pulling the kid in, right? Y'all both get in, whatever. We make sure she in the boat. She got a lot of life to live. Hey, listen, we locked down. We decided, hey, jump your ass back in there and try to get your wife, bro.
You can swim?
Yeah, like we going down. Like you literally just gonna watch Garret jump out there, and that moment was just so dumb to me. Like it made me just so mad. I was so mad at the dad, bro. I'm like, you're out of pocket. You literally just looking at your wife out there finna freaking die. First of all, why you take the Catherine anyway? Just get a plane. Like you didn't even have to do all that. I know you're trying to make it romantic and this and that, bro.
So what he wasn't going to see Theresa in the
In the letter, right?
He was going to say goodbye to Catherine.
Oh yeah, that's right. At
some point in the ocean, and then after that, he was gonna go see Theresa.
Oh, okay, that's right.
It's kind of bringing me to my point.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, dude. Like that shit got me mad. I liked it until then.
Hey, so this was the point of the movie where I'm gonna go to when Theresa is reading his letter, and he's basically in his letter saying that Catherine, I loved you down, but I met this woman named Theresa, and after I could say bye to you, I'm about to go get her. All I could think about. So my sister has commented a lot on our podcast. My big sister, and my sister has made it very abundantly clear that when she died, her husband is not allowed to move on. She said, "No, you don't have my blessing. You gonna be alone forever until you go to." And so I read that letter.
Tough.
All I think was Catherine said, "Oh, you met who? Nah." Nah, you're about to come rest in peace with me. So be easy, Theresa, but no, like, yeah. Bring the Catherine out here on the sea and we go see if you go see Theresa after this. Nah, you're not saying bye to nobody. Come on home. Come on. You're coming with me, buddy.
That's hilarious. Putting it like that, like Catherine said, no, sir. You done made this boat. Hey, listen. You know what I'm saying? You smoke crack, don't you? Like, yeah, y'all said everything. This is what makes the movie not rewatchable for me. This is if you rewatch this movie, it's gonna be how Ash does it. Like Ash, when she loves a movie and it's got like these super tough parts, I'm skipping over, or I'm stopping on a high note.
Ash.
Oh yeah, like, and I say this movie made me understand why you do that. This movie made me understand. Like I say, oh, this is exactly why. Like if you watch it up until that point, you're like, oh, okay, cool. But then when you get this ending, it doesn't make the movie trash or bad. But there's a novel for it, but it's like
It deflates it. It's
It
just
deflates it. There's not a payoff, and it's not a like. I think it's like giving this sentimental, like, oh, well, it's the what if. Like, nah, bro. I get the novel of it, but like y'all should have did differently. Like I did you, like the you books versus the Netflix series. Like this is a moment in '99. Y'all should have did something different. Like I didn't like it. I was hoping like, oh, he is alive. He's on the island, or oh, I couldn't stand. Then the mom dies. Like, what is that about? Like, was that supposed to be symbolic of his mom or Catherine? Like, I hated this, bro. Like, this made me so shitty. Why would y'all do this? Why? What's the point? Like, what's this is supposed to be like this sentimental romantic, like, oh, he died on the boat with the Catherine boat where he's
Yeah.
dedicated to his wife. Get out of it. Get the freak out of here, bro. Like, no. Like, I don't like it. Like, we got such a great romance film for a person that is not a romance film like her like that. We got that, and this is where y'all landed. This is why the movie's not talked about like that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it that this is why people don't talk about this movie like that, and we ain't never heard of it.
Like, I just feel like I'm not the type of person who needs a movie to have a happy ending. I'm not. I never like I am very aware that things don't always work out like that. However, in this case, it pissed me off so bad because it's like, damn, Theresa can't catch a break. Like her
Bruh.
husband cheated on her, got a
mhm.
whole new family. You finally meet somebody and you get past all these other hurdles. And then he dies in a ship, a capsized ship. Like, and then you gotta read his final words.
See,
And and now you're just alone again. Now you're just back out here with your son,
yeah,
like back to regularly scheduled programming. It's like there's no payoff. There's no
yeah,
it is supposed to be like sweet that he left a message in a bottle about her, but no, I want my man. I
yeah.
want the message in this bottle.
See, that's why the Notebook works better in this on the conclusion, because the Notebook, even though we get this moment of I remember, and then she goes back to who are you and this and that. It still works because we get that acknowledgement, but then it goes back to that. So it ain't like necessarily the happiest ending, but it still works where we can live with it. This movie makes you not live with it. Like I don't want to live with the fact like he ain't really did nothing wrong. Like he's grieving his wife and now he just dies on the water. Like, bruh, I can't stand it. Like that made me say easily, I said I will not watch this movie again because of that. Like the payoff was not there. Like y'all didn't earn it, and that ain't like y'all didn't earn it. Like Titanic, you earned it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't earn it here. So
We are
yeah,
definitely brother and sister. That is so funny. Because I was just like, man, we were just bragging about the movie. Like, this is such a good movie. I'm happy he's gonna go to Teresa. And then like he's trying to save his family. Oh, that's the honorable thing to do,
hmm
right? You're like, okay, why not? And then Teresa get the call at work from Dodge. And then the way he said it on the phone, he didn't even say like he died. He was like,
Went
it's,
down.
yeah, he went down. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe in the hospital, maybe in a coma. Like, I'm thinking, okay, it's still hope. Because there's no way they finna kill him off, right? And then he's freaking dead. Yeah, that made me so mad. I said, I can't believe this shit.
yeah. I was hot for real. I was for real hot, dude. I was like, man, I was like, man, get this shit out of my face.
And we
I was
that's why I
hot.
said we're so alike. Cause I'm at the TV like me and Tyler, like, are you kidding? No, hell no.
Yeah, I was like, because at first I'm thinking, as soon as I saw that family in that ship and him trying to save, I was like, either he about to die or something tragic is about to happen. But when Dodge called, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe he's hurt
Hmm.
or he's lost at sea and they don't know, and maybe they can like find him still alive somewhere. But when it went to him, going on the boat and finding his slicker and seeing Dodge get emotional, it was like, oh, he's dead. And then it's like, well, what is the we doing? Like, what is the purpose of this? Why do we fall in love with this love story for him to die?
I'm pretty sure the author. I'm not pretty sure, but there's a possibility that the author was like, no, we needed to stay just like the book in this sense, because he obviously dies in the book, and it's like, bro, get out of here. Like, that's where I needed Hollywood liberties here. Like, nah, we changing this part, because I just I couldn't stand it, bro. With that being said, Ash, character you relate to or identify with the most?
I don't think I have anybody. I was trying to think this whole time, but I mean, I could go Theresa. I mean, I'm not in that space now. We're just saying, just over my 33 years of life, like, maybe falling for someone who's not really emotionally available or really there where you are. So we could go that route. Like, that's not where I am today, obviously, but
yeah, but I mean, but it's character you can relate
yeah.
to or identify with.
I've been in.
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Definitely Theresa, because I too am a divorcee, with children. I have two. And I just relate to the, balancing work and motherhood and life, and not necessarily feeling like there's time or wanting to put actual energy into like romantic relationships, but still romanticizing life, like having these romantic inclinations, like reading about it or having these, like being a hopeless romantic and wanting it to be like that kind of fairy tale, like how she was with the letters. Like, I can be that way, like when you like latch on to something really romantic or that you love about somebody and then romanticizing it. So I can relate to her on a lot of different fronts.
Mm.
And just like her personality and how she went about her personal life.
Yeah, she was dope. I got Dodge, which the father. He is watching someone get another chance at love in life and won't do what it takes. And in a sense, this internal feeling because of his past with drinking, and maybe that ruined some relationships. But I connected with the concept of seeing someone be able to change certain aspects of their life and not being able to hold your peace about it. Like, when you're in a whole position, like, this is where I'm at. I've settled into this role. This is what it's going to be for me. I understand. But you see somebody else, and it's like, bro, I can't hold my peace. I'm telling you, you got an opportunity to do something different with your life. Go for it. I respected that, and I connected a lot with that when it comes to the Dodge character. So get to stepping. Character you could do without. Ash.
The dad in the water. I just can't accept it.
Yeah, I
Can't
don't like
accept
that.
the fact that you just looked at your wife out there on the solo and was cool with it. You got to get the step.
Yeah, he a clown. Like, I can't believe you said, "Hey, save my wife." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mia B.
This was tough because I liked the way it was done, but I had to say, I think it was Andy, Catherine's brother, because I felt like the story would have been just as good if it was just Catherine's mom and dad. Maybe she was their only child. Like, I didn't see the need for him to have like that type of beef with her family, other than like him not wanting to give up her paintings. I feel like that's something that could have been between him and her parents, but it didn't have to be like a blaming him for her death and fighting the brother sort of thing. Like, the dad could have got the paintings and came and helped him with the boat. Like, I didn't think that was necessary.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm on that same sentiment. I got Catherine's family. That whole story with the mom, the brothers, the dad, like, we don't need none of that. Like, I get the continuity of giving this off-screen character, even though we see her once, but like this off-screen character, giving her more validity I don't need none of that because this movie's too long. But I don't need none of that. Like that whole all that was just like I think we get the picture. No pun
Yeah.
intended. So things you would change about the movie or what you think they didn't get right, in your opinion. Ash.
So Garrett dying at the end for sure. Um, and I didn't like how it was unclear of how Catherine died. It just, again, I'm like, was it cancer? Like, it just, she was sick, she was fragile, like all this, like this wording y'all using. It's just like, say what it is. Um, and then I kind of feel like they were skipping through a few scenes a bit much for me. It was kind of like right before something was about to happen, it was on to the next scene. So I kind of feel like they were cutting too early on certain scenes, and I didn't like that. Like even when they were on the couch with the wine, and they were kind of hugging up, and then it just kind of it looked like they were about to kiss, and then it just cuts to like she's sleeping on the couch and he's in the bed. And then when he had her son, um, there was some scene and then it just cut to him and the son on the train. Like I forgot what scene was right before that, but it just felt like they were cutting too quick for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really like that. So
Good points. Yeah.
Well, Ash hit two of mine. You know, there was just one little nitpick I had with the message in the bottle being in the water for 2 years. I feel like it would have looked a little bit more worn. And maybe I'm wrong about that because
I mean, it's preserved in a bottle, so I mean,
like I'm like, would it not have like been a little bit more like wear like I don't know. But and then of course the continuity of how did the people who found the other messages know to send them to her if her newspaper was only in Chicago? Like I don't know if they made it clear that they sent the memo out nationwide. Like, and again, this could also be just a sign of the times. This is 1999, where more people were reading newspapers physically. And so maybe they did have it in other publications. But I'm like, how many people really read the newspaper? And I have to remember in 1999, people
1999. That was a social media.
did read the newspaper. But I don't know. It wasn't clear to me how the other people knew to send her, the other um, messages. Um, yeah, but other than that, what Ash already said about Garrett
Mm.
passing away at the end, and there were a couple of editing issues that.
Yeah, it was there. I definitely was there. I just got a couple of things. One, I just said it before, but it's too long, especially when you get no closure or a payoff. Like, this movie is over 2 hours, and you to set us up like that to get this slow build, to get this authenticity of this relationship, and then to just get like, oh, he's just gonna die. Nah, bro. Nope. Y'all ain't get that right in my opinion. And then lastly, I will change the ending, and I actually elaborate a little bit more on that because I know y'all spoke to it. I said maybe his dad was with him while saving the family, and his dad may save the family and the wife with him, but doesn't make it back. And Garrett thinks about all his dad told him and goes back to Chicago for good. So in my mind, I think if his father would have been like with him and like, son, I got it, and he gets the wife back, and Garrett losing his father would say, you know what, I gotta go to Chicago. My dad told me, you know, he told me some things. So
and so his dad dies, you're saying?
yeah,
Instead of him?
his dad dies. Yep.
I don't know.
I can't lose Dodge.
I mean, but I mean, in this sense, it's like,
Old to be in that tie. Like he's so old.
I mean, if they had built a movie where he had a little more energy, lines that deserve to be slimed.
Well, speaking of Dodge, I got two from him. Is it Playboy? That was funny. And then That's a sorry occupation, counting other people's beer. That was also from Dodge. And that's it.
Mia.
I only have one, and it was from Charlie. I knew you when your step was swift and your heart was high. I don't know. I just thought that was really sweet.
Mm. I had a few. I had them written down on the like. I had them written down on another set of notes, but I'm going off memory here. One was in the office, where Theresa was, which is like, man, imagine how old. She said something along the lines of like, imagine how old this be, how long ago this was written. And she said something along the lines of like it was on a typewriter, like it was recent type thing. And then also I had Dodge when he says, either live in the past or the future, but make a decision. And whatever you decide, I'm gonna ride with you. But he had to clear that up, and that was like one of the last conversations they had. So lastly, more of the story in your opinion, Ash.
Yeah, Dodge was smooth. He didn't play no games.
He was MVP for real.
Yeah, absolutely. I said memories don't disappear when you move forward. They just become a part of the foundation that helps you heal.
Talking about the memories. Okay. Take that in.
Because it's like, just because you move on from Catherine, you're not going to forget about Catherine. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're not doing her a disservice by moving on.
Right. Yes.
That's a good point. That's a great point, actually. Mia.
I just said life is made for living.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it relates to Theresa and Garret.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. For me, trust that your heart, and I'm big on this, and they just connected immediately. Trust that your heart can recover. Like, trust that you can handle whether this works out or leads to heartbreak. To me, it's always worth the risk because of the possibility of the reward. Life changing. That's me. I'm one of the few where people be like, oh, if you got a friendship with this male or this female, should we try it? Should we not try it? I'm of the thinking of we should try it, because the possibility of the reward.
Mm-hmm.
Now of course the loss is a possibility too, and you just gotta chalk it up. So for me, trust your heart. Like, don't be so hesitant and so scared of, I can't handle this. You can handle it. And you will recover, but it's worth the risk if the reward is high and you make it out on the other side. So, yeah. And with that being said, that is our episode, man. Truly, we had a wonderful time like we always do. But before we get in, because the street lights are starting to come on light by light, it's now on Ash's pick. We are getting into our March Madness month. Finally! Get me the hell out of here. And so we're doing our sports movies. And with that being said, Ash has not shared with us. We do not pre-talk before this, so our reactions are as authentic and real as her reveal. So with that being said, the floor is yours, Ash.
Right. So I couldn't wait until March Madness to come back around this year. I've held this one in quite some time. We're moving up a few years, 2002 to be exact. And we're bringing in a youngin' that had all the girls saying his name, who is now a grown man, still doing his thing. We will be reviewing Like Mike.
Hey, as soon as you said that, because I swear you was gonna pick I had a different movie in mind.
Really?
But until I had a different movie in mind, and then when you start call his name, I said, "Oh shoot!" I really wanted to talk about this movie, so I'm excited about talking about that. Mia, what about you? Before we get out of here,
listen. The way this movie and the soundtrack had me in a chokehold. Okay,
Fire.
Don't even. Like,
I'm excited, bro.
love this day.
Hey.
Come on, Bow Weezy.
Hey man, we need to put some respect. Hey, exactly. Put some respect on his name. I'm ready. Ash, I'm so glad you picked this movie. So, because there's some layers there. I swore you was gonna pick something else, but I'm glad you picked this one. So, with that being said, well, y'all know our next movie's like Mike. So y'all go ahead, get prepared, go watch the movie. Y'all heard it here first. Make sure you listen to the whole episode so you can get the reveal, so y'all can keep up with us and connect with us. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Peace out.